I'm so bored. So bored. If only I had a new figure to review. Or figure to talk about. Wait a minute. There's always... That's right. There's always the shelf. What is up, guys? Sarl Noomspa back again, also known as the Black Gentleman. And today I'm very bored, so I just grabbed a figure off the shelf. I didn't really care who it was, but you know, it looks like Cynicus won. But before we do this review thing, I just want to say, everyone that's hearing the sound of my voice, if you have not subscribed yet, please do, because it helps my channel out a lot. It costs you nothing, and you help me out. With that being said, let's talk about the figure. I also went to the trouble of digging this box out. I had this figure for quite a while, and I realized I get to talk about it. So I just figured, you know what? Let's talk about it. So here's this box. He's Mastermind Creations reformatted R12 Cynicus, the investigator. But for me and everybody else, we call him Voss. Here's the side of the box, back of the box, the other side of the box. And this is one of the older style boxes that you can actually open. And the figure's not in the box for obvious reasons. Also, he comes with this booklet. You know, normally these guys come with cards. I don't know where my card is, because this figure is old and I don't know. I think I have the card, but we're going to let the card the other day. Anyway, here's the instructions. This figure's transformation is not the hardest, but I haven't done it in a while, so it's going to be hard for me, I'm sure. So I'm probably going to read the instructions again. As you can see, you know, a lot of hinges, a lot of skinny pieces of plastic, so I'm going to take my time transforming this thing. And here he is, fully transformed here, looking really good. And as always, put the book around, comes with a comic book, which is standard MMC stuff. You can tell this is an older comic because it doesn't show any of the awesome artwork that they normally show now. This is more of a 3D model type artwork, which I'm not a fan of. I just like the hand-drawn animation. That's me. But anyway, this is the comic, such as it is. Now, let's talk about them accessories. How about them accessories? It comes with this. It's basically a small version of what he transformed into, a rifle. And it's got some nice pink paint here for the, you know, the more meets the eye signature look of the energy flowing through them in the weapons and such. Looks really good. I believe that's the only paint on this. And as you guys can see, has a 5mm peg here that can go onto his back, which I will show. And comes with two tripod legs, which are also used for him and then when he transformed. One more thing this thing can do, you can separate. There we go. And you get a smaller blaster, which is also nice. No paint on it whatsoever, but it is a nice cast. A lot of detail there. I'll put it back together for now. Another accessory he comes with. When I first saw it, I didn't know what this was. I just figured, like, I don't know, some kind of a faux clip for the gun. But this is actually made for Feral Rex. So in combine mode, he can grasp him. I'll probably show that off as well. And just look at that. A little bit of white paint, well, white and gray paint here. Rest of it's just single cast. A lot of detail. Not much to it, just a handle. Also, comes with an extra head and an extra face. And essentially, this is a comic book related thing where he will take his face off, and his face underneath, and put this down, it's lined with drill and spike bits, and he'll drive it onto your face. And he normally comes this by saying, "Wear my face." So, yeah. Sadly, it's not painted at all. They should have painted the drill and spike bits inside silver. But oh well, I guess. As for the head itself, it is basically just the head. The face is being removed and all. And you can see he has silver paint here on the sides of the cheek, top of the head, a little pink paint at the top of the crest, and gold paint on both sides of the lower ear part. All in all, pretty good. And to put this on, you have to remove the screw and place it on. It's kind of a bitch to get on, so believe me, all you gotta do is unscrew it and put it on, but it's kind of hard once you see the figure itself. So I won't be attaching it, but trust me when I say it goes in there pretty easy if you're willing to do the little work. With that being said, I guess it's not easy. Well, it can go on there, what I mean to say. All right. Moving on to the figure itself, the reason you are here. There he is. It is the one and only Voss. Or as he would say in old Cybertron, or something like that. In the comics, he doesn't normally speak that much. When he does speak, it's in a language they call old Cybertron. No one from Cybertron really speaks it anymore except for him. So there's a bit of a language barrier. A little fun fact. But all right, the figure himself. First and foremost, I'm just gonna say that he is super articulate. His posability is greater than any MMC figure I've ever had in my hand. And I normally go in the paint and stuff first, but I'm going full articulation this time. So let's talk about the articulation. His head is on a ball joint, and you can get, let's see, that much down and no up, but just actually fine. Head can spin on a full 360, which is expected of a ball joint neck. Arms can move also. If I get this little chest plate out of the way, can move a full 360 as well. Raise up that much, down that far with a bicep swivel. And it can bend at the elbow, like so. Also, what's really different about this figure, you can also get a Frenchman wave. Oh, you do the same. And also 360 out of the wrist. Alright, now same other side. 360 arm rotation. Bicep 360. Elbow bend. And Frenchman wave. Hands sadly are all one piece. The fingers do not bend, and you get this open hand deal here. That does kind of suck, but again, this is an older figure, so this is back when MMC was doing that. Back to himself. As far as the waist goes, what you do get is actually like it doesn't. There you go. So you get the little pelvis thing here out of the way. You can get a full 360 out of that. Also, as far as the legs go, kick all the way up and all the way back. Bend at the knee. Ankle articulation turns all the way in. And it has a, inside here, it has a mushroom peg, which you can get a full 360 rotation out of. This is very nice. I mean, hell, I wish we could move that well, right, guys? And same on both sides. As far as the legs go, you can't get the full Van Damme or what I call open trowel due to this little deal right here. But to make up for that, remember I did say this is the most articulated MMC figure ever. I wasn't lying. If you unpeg his back right here, just a little bit here, let's see, guys. Sorry about that. I didn't even want to cut right there, but sometimes things need to be handled off camera, and that was one of those things. Plus, I had Transformers taking a while, so reasons. I did notice though when I untabbed it here that I don't know if that's a break in the paint or a little bit of stress, because I had heard the rumors that this figure can be a little brittle over time, because given how thin the plastic is. But it looks okay on this side. Actually, no, it doesn't. It looks like stress as well. Oh man, I better be careful with this thing. But anyway, now I got it unpegged. The top of here, you can now wiggle this right here. Now you got full access to that ball joint. So yeah, you can put him in like all kind of crazy poses. Like that, see here? Very Spider-Man-esque. But yeah, let's see, this for the rest of the review. Let's pop it back in until I get ready to transform. I had to do another quick edit there. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, yeah, plastic was resisting me. Okay, now as far as its accessories go, remember I mentioned the cannon. It can, using this peg here, go on its back through the hole. Where's the hole? Actually, I'm all wrong. All wrong. You use the hole right here and using the peg here. So you put it on backwards, like so. There we go. And that kind of completes the look. And the combo is kind of how he always kind of looks with the cannon on the back. And the other, if you want to take the other piece right here, which you don't have to, but it's the secondary handle for the combiner of Ferrorex. You can put it on his back using these two notches here, these two holes here. And you kind of just press in. A little bit easier said than done. Things always seem to be harder on camera. Let's see. There we go. That's that. And these little pieces here, the crotch piece, and these little tassels on the shoulder, they can basically move any way you want them to move. So that's why you see that. Also, as far as weapons go, if I just pulls off his back again. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and lose this thing here and take this off the back. You can see, you don't have to separate, but you can separate these, and he can hold them in either hand fairly well. Or you can take them, recombine, like so, and put them in his hand. With some nice snipering action. 674, you can hold them up really good. I'm just real bad at posing things on camera. I actually like to pose figures, but somewhere on camera I can't do it good. But anyway, you get differences here. I know that's a shit pose, but he can't hold it with both hands. Now let's back this thing up and talk about paint. Moving the gun to the side. He has paint on quite a few areas here. Let's start with that head and those beautiful, beautiful red eyes. It has a nice Overlord painted eyes, and they're both a kind of a silverish, shiny red paint I really, really like. And if you look at his eyes real closely, they're not exactly symmetrical. I mean, but not in a good way. Like kind of like he's like giving you one of those. You really think you're gonna live through this looks? I really like that. And he has some pink paint here on top of the head for the glowing injury effect. Back up with gold paint for the ear. More gold paint around the neck here in this area. Yeah. And I've added that Decepticon logo. Not the best one. I probably should have trimmed it, but I might take it out eventually and go for a dry rub. I don't know. Let's see here. What all the paint does he have? Has some gray paint here, dark gray paint, light gray paint here, all in the abdomen. More gold paint here on the leg, more pink paint, more whitish gray paint here, more pink on the ankles, heels. Oh, speaking of articulation, I didn't show this. He can actually move these right here, so that way he can kind of bend his foot when he's wanting to move. And what else can he do? More pink paint here on the sides, and more dark gray here, and light gray on the thigh. Oh, wait a minute, more here too. These ball joints here are actually painted themselves with a light gray here on the inside on both of those. And wow, he's got more paint. He's got more pink paint here on the forearm and here on top of the arm. Same goes for both sides. See, in the back, he also has more of the pink paint there. And like right here. And the very top. On like these little, I don't know what you would call this, I guess collar. It eventually becomes the scope for the rifle. And pink here. Now, with all that being said, let's get some comparisons in. And here we are with a few quick comparisons. Here is Transformer Generations Bumblebee. Mate Toys' version of Tailgate. Tarn. And K-On. Just for a few friendly comparisons there. Now, without further ado, I'm going to attempt to transform this guy without breaking him. Let's just hope the brittle plastic rumors are not true. And here is his sniper rifle mode. And like I said before, it's been a while since I've done this transformation. And man, there's a lot of small moving parts. And he made it here. I guess the plastic hasn't gotten too brittle, like people have complained about, at least not mine yet. It transformed okay. Like I said, there's a lot of small moving parts. Took quite a bit to get here. I'm glad I didn't have to film that transformation per se. But let's take a look at him. First and foremost, I do think is a bit of engineering magic that really helped get him here. I mean, you take a robot about yay size, and you basically use origami, and you turn him into this. Looks really nice. Let's see. That needs a pegging right there. There we go. If you look at it closely, you can still make out where his robot head is. So then he's there. And his hands are kind of holding on for dear life behind there. But overall, I think it does a good job of being what it's supposed to be. And all the cool, little, nice accents come through wonderfully. Looks really good. Also, if you bought the the 2-pack of Nickel and the Pet, I forget their Knee and Foxwire. I think MMC called them. You actually got a comic book, more comic book accurate version of the rifle. So this is basically in a comic book when he transforms. He looks, I guess he looks a lot more like this. And if I can find a picture, I'll probably post it right in here or right in here. But yeah, this is how he looks. I do like the actual toy becoming a rifle to a degree more, one because it looks more like I said, an actual transformer, and it's more detailed. But this right here is a good representation of him in his rifle mode, I think. I even put the Cynicus symbol right here on the side. I don't know why. I just wanted there to be one somewhere. But enough of this. He's cool. Although I've only found 2 Transformers that can carry this guy. Well, aside from Ferro Rex, because to use him in Ferro Rex, you gotta plug this in. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm kind of lazy. I'm probably not gonna use this like I said I was, so please forgive me. But to show you guys who can hold him, I'll bring those 2 guys in right now. And those 2 bots are, poetically enough, Tarn and K-On. Now, if memory serves correctly, K-On and Tarn don't hold him the best because, you know, this is like a giant robot come to a gun. So, you know, they don't hold him absolute best they can hold him. But they too can hold him. And it's going to take a little bit of finagling, so I'm going to do that off camera because I don't want to embarrass myself. Now, this isn't the most graceful. And I remember back in the past, I've taken pictures of him holding the cannon much better. But I makeshiftly got in there. Except for he can hold it a little bit better than this. But that's just to show that it can be done. I had to like really finagle it in there. And I took off Tarn's mask because I really get to see his face anymore, especially after I had all that nice work done to his face. But yeah, this is Tarn holding it. Now let me try to wrangle it into Kaon's hands. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. And here is Kaon holding him. I think in a way, Kaon, although this is kind of a rush, this was kind of a rush job too. I think Kaon, for the most part, looks a little bit better. I mean, yeah, the gun is like as big as he is, just in terms of length, or not, if not longer. But I don't know. I kind of like him holding it. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Now for my final thought. And guys, it finally happened. While I was transforming him back, you may notice a piece of him is missing. His back of his collar snapped off. It's a clean break. It's pretty much a clean break. I can get it back on though. I can just add a bonding agent and put it back on. But what a bummer. Well, it's fine. The review's done. He survived long enough to get a review. I'll never have to transform him ever again because I have this. As for the figure himself, he's very cool for what he is. Not much to him, as you can see. He's one of the smallest bots. But he's highly articulate. Very easy on the eyes. And if you're in for the DJD, MMC, you gotta have him. I mean, there's no way around it. You have to have the whole team. So, I do say, God, that bothers me. That hurts my feelings. I'm gonna stick right there. There we go. Yeah, I think it's worth it. Only if you can find him at his original retail price or lower. I've seen a few online sites where his price has been jacked up. I believe when he first came out, he was like $80, maybe 75. Right now, some online retailers are carrying him for like 130. Don't pay that. Find this guy secondhand or wait for a reissue. But I do say for 85 to 75, pick him up. Totally worth the money. He's a very good Voss. Hell, he's the only Voss aside from Iron Factory. But yeah, for recommendation, get him. You need him. But until next time, this has been Stardom Noomspa, also known as the Black Gentleman. Out here doing God's work, reviewing DJD. Until next time, peace out.